preferences narrow the range of what I like in my surroundings and culture. I think I may have to move to find my people. It would be so much easier to fall in love with the community in my backyard. Is there a tool or something I might develop to have all that I need here?
Ooh, that's a tough one. And you have to be cautious with it. It'd be so much easier. Says who? Doesn't sound like it's very easy right now. See, that's where equal sign. There's an equal sign.
Yeah.
Got it? That's how equal signs work. It would be easier to fall in love with my community here than what? You've got two ideas that you've equaled, but you're not happy. You're talking to us about moving. So it would be, I wouldn't have to move house if I fell in love. Now that's actually a truthful statement. But it's easier is an equal sign. Can you guys see that difference? These equal signs are sneaky. That's why we want to have examples for the book from you guys, because they're sneaky, and when they get in there, you take them as, the is spelled T-H-E, and you don't think about it ever again. So it's not that it's easier to fall in love with the community you're in. It may be that the community you're in is a sandpaper block waiting to push you into something new. It's not like you can change to make your community be a sense of real community for you. Because if you're around people who are predominantly moving through the world in an unconscious way, it's not going to be satisfying for you, period. So there's challenges with change, and like we were talking to John earlier, there's challenges with change, of course. But it doesn't mean they have to be hard. Change doesn't have to be hard. And that's what you guys have to make friends with. Because you believe change is going to be hard. Because it's going to be different. But you're in suffering now. On some degree or not. On some degree you're in suffering now. And you've projected the change is going to be even more suffering. What we've seen really is that when you're in deep suffering or deeply unhappy or just fed up, change is a relief. It gives you different things. Different things will be challenging. Different things will be hard. But it's not suffering. There really is a difference between hard and suffering. You guys are always willing to do hard things. You do hard things every single day. A trigger comes up and you deal with it. That's hard. A trigger comes up and you don't deal with it. That's suffering. And those are two completely different departments. So moving house, that's hard. Staying in house, suffering. Another word for suffering is suffocating. John, we hope you're still here. Change. Another way we've said this is, it doesn't have to be easy to be easeful. Because easeful means I've got tools and I'm moving out of unconsciousness into consciousness. Is that hard? Sometimes, sure. Sometimes it's really hard. But what's the alternative? Honestly. And if we turned you loose, you guys would do a hard thing every single day. Because when you feel good, what do? I'm going to go run 5 miles. I'm going to go ride my bike for 40 miles. I'm going to climb a mountain. I'm going to swim for 3 hours. You guys do crazy stuff that's hard all the time. There's something about when it comes to your spiritual life and it's hard, you get the deer in the headlights thing. And that's why we started creating these tools. That's really why the tools had to come about. Because we had to find a way to make it more easeful for you guys to embrace the idea of change. Because the whole Lightworker thing is evolving the survival instinct. Right? Becoming conscious and evolving the survival instinct. That's hard. So we're trying to give you tools to make it easeful. Grace ease and bliss. Or grace ease and serenity. Grace is going, I want this to change. Ease is having the tools to do it. And serenity and bliss is the outcome of the dawn of consciousness, the application of tools, the resultant change. 3-step process. The dawn of consciousness part you guys are getting really good at. And where we start to see some blockages is when you think about changing. And we understand change is very complicated. But you're too precious to suffer. I am too precious to suffer. That's our invitation for you to believe. I'm too precious to suffer. Or, I love myself too much to suffer. Or, I don't want to waste this incarnation by suffering. Whatever, you make up your own. But that's I won't settle for suffering. That's the one we like. I won't settle for suffering. And of course, suffering is feeling like you can't change your life because you're too afraid to make changes. Among other things. Okay.